Hey guys, so we're back outside to film this garden tour. I didn't do many garden tours, I think maybe one or two. It's been a while, it's really been a while, and I've been postponing this because we have so much cold weather and that nothing's really impressive to show. Nothing's really growing, and I know it's my first year, but I know that people around are all living all depressed because their gardens are just not growing. So many things are stunted. But I thought that I would show it to you guys because when I look at it from here, I know there's been some growth, and I know that in 2 weeks, because we're starting to have some warmer nights soon, in 2 weeks it's gonna be better, and I want to see the progress. So I'll turn you guys around and I'm gonna show you not only the plant's progress, but how I changed, what I changed. I don't know how it was last time I filmed, but I know I changed many things. So last video I showed you a little bit of the greenhouse, and if you remember, I left because there were some huge wasps in there, and they're still there. That's the magic of the internet. You guys are gonna see this a few days apart, but I've been filming this right away. So I wanted to do some nice thing, some sort of entrance here. Not, well, of course we all want to do the typical Roots and Refuge with the roses entrance, but I'm trying to actually do some, try to do some things by myself, not necessarily just copying. My plan here eventually, maybe not this year, maybe not next year, is I'm gonna back off. I would like to make nice beds, a nice bed like all the way from this side all that way, and if I can with some bricks so it can keep the heat. The point of this would be to, well, first off, have less weed problems here. We're not super strict on the weeding, but we should. And at the same time it would give me another bed. I think it would be a nice bed to have covered during spring and fall. I look at like an alcoholic with that there. That's just to go in the greenhouse for the walls. And also it would actually, if I bring it like up here, it would kind of isolate the greenhouse. So in my process of isolating the greenhouse, that might help. Look at this. Do you see the bump? That's my tomato plant. I think I'm gonna have to chop off the top. So imagine a nice bed here eventually. I want to cover this with wood chips. I've been struggling with bringing wood chips and actually bringing in some soil when I need it. So these beds I found on Marketplace. You can see that they're supposed to go the other way around, but I don't want anything not in contact with the ground. So I turned it around. We're gonna cut these three guys, not the other ones. I'm gonna show you guys why. So I just went all out here with sunflowers and tomatoes and a few peppers and flowers. I didn't yet plant in this one. I should, but I am so sick of shoveling soil. I just can't anymore. On this side, I do have some grapevines that I received, and these guys are an investment for the future years. So eventually I want to put some other poles of some sort attached to these, because I put one like that to each one of them, and maybe have some panel or of some sort to have a trellis there. So this is gonna be more like a wall sort of thing. I did use the space to plant some squash and sunflower. I don't know which variety, I just went with my heart, and they're not all the same. The palette here, I had this fantasy to fill it with soil and to have on one side strawberries hanging, and on the other side, I don't know, some type of annual, because if I leave strawberries in there in the winter, they're all gonna freeze like to death. So I wanted to have them just on one side, so I could just unscrew it and put it laying on the ground. But as you can imagine, sometimes the way you imagine things and the way they turn out, it doesn't work. So because, I mean, soil doesn't hold in there. I should put some planks, fill it, and then remove the planks maybe, but I didn't do it yet. Like I said, I can't I can't shovel any soil anymore. I just too tired of it. So this space was super large. I wanted to put something here. I was thinking about sunflower or something like that, but I did have all these tomatoes that I didn't sell, and it turns out I didn't want to sell them because with the summer we have, what I planned is probably not going to be enough because they're not growing as fast as I thought. They're probably not gonna produce as much as I thought they would, and I don't have the back garden either, so I'm trying to plant tomatoes and peppers as much as I can. So I should remove this. That's not really good looking. It was to cover them. These are the first tomato plants that I planted sometime in May, and I did cover these guys and take care of them, and really like try to have them be like growing before everything, but you're gonna see they're not much bigger than anything else. So lesson learned, there's no goal really in I hate these guys. They're everywhere. Look at these guys. They are everywhere. So lesson learned, I'm not gonna waste some time and energy on covering crops like these. I wanted to try it. This is why I didn't do it more. I could have done it in all the beds, but I didn't. These are the beds in which I had my garlic. It was nice to have them all around. I read that it could be some sort of repellent, which is why I put them all around, but I don't know if it worked. I know it didn't work for the slugs, like this one again. So next year, and it was kind of a pain because they were like getting really high when I was planting my stuff. So next year, I'm just gonna dedicate a bed or two to these. So we have tomatoes here, and these guys just kept falling and falling and falling. The few nights I had to cover this, it was also super windy, so with the covers it was like just falling over, and I didn't take the time to tie them up again. Now it's holding. I don't know how, but it is. So we'll keep it like that. It's super messy, but I've been trying each night to progress the garden and clean the garden. On this side we have our flowers, our tomatoes that I mean, they did stunt. They stunted a lot, and I think I'm gonna have to replace a few of them because they're just so small. Here we have some, I think these guys are Krosne, I don't know, Crosnes. These guys are perennial that grow super well in my climate. I never actually tried these guys, but they're supposed to be really sweet. This guy is actually Cibuleta's baby from last year. The plant was there, and my kids named it Cibuleta. And this one is actually a volunteer. That's why I'm saying that. I did replant and replanted some melons here, so we'll see what happens there. But melons are stunted too, and on this side too. I don't have any here, but we've been harvesting at least some radishes. This bed was supposed to be all tomatoes and with no trellis, so all determinate tomatoes, and we just planted some stuff in there. This one is more like a wild bed. I did plant some sunflowers and can't wait to see them. We do have some peas that are actually giving us some hope because they're growing really fast. These guys are actually a lot taller than like yesterday on both sides. Can't wait to have these snap peas. My celery is going so well. It's actually the first time in my life that I get to succeed in growing celery, but I mean, I don't think I lost a single celery this year, so I do have a bunch of them here and I'm so glad about it. On the other side, nothing was planned, so I did plant some squash. We are starting to see some squash here. Thankfully, this guy is starting to grow. We have our first squash coming here and some other squash here. Alright, so my card was full, and the last thing I remember filming is this bed here. We're the next day, by the way. So I did say that this was nothing, a part that nothing was planned, so I'm gonna put some onions in here for sure soon. And we have some weeds, a lot of weeds. We have these are I think these are the noodle beans, I think, because I don't know what they are, and I know I planted some noodle beans somewhere with it's hopefully a few sunflowers here. On this side we have, this is actually my favorite bed. Look at this. I just love how it is just like bursting with life. This side is hundreds of bush beans. They grew so fast that they sort of grew into my tomatoes. I'm trying to prune them as much as I can so they can grow. And see, we've had a beautiful day yesterday. We're actually 2 days later. We had a beautiful day today, yesterday, and nice nights too. And these guys took a few inches since my video 2 days ago. So as soon as they get a little bit taller, I will reprune these a little bit higher to allow some airflow. This side is some broccoli and some winter vegetables and some cabbage that are going really well because we've had so many cold nights. I'm not sure I will keep these guys very long because same thing as we're starting to have some heat now. So what a nice butterfly. So we'll see what I do with that. I did plant some melons in here. We'll see how it goes in the next few days / weeks because they're all like this. The ones I direct seeded. Same thing here. I had some here. My onions on this side are doing really well. I need to cut them soon. With my tomatoes that did grow also on this side. I do have another bed here for my more frost hardy crops. They will probably not last long either. My tomatoes are really did get a burst in the last few days because we've started having some warmer nights, which is really nice. So you can see there's a mess out here. I just try to clean a little bit each night when I come and bring some wood chips and plant and do the stuff I really need to do and work more with the aesthetics at the same time, but I can't do it all in one night, so I just do a little bit here and there. When I go back to the house, I take a little bit of this trash and do it gradually. On this side, this bed is quite a mess. I do have some beets there. We don't really eat beets. I've never processed beets actually, but I did try to plant some there because I'm gonna try to see how I can cook them to please my family. We have some peppers here that did start. I see that people are taking off peppers from their plants at this stage to let it grow, to have them produce more, but our season is so short, I'm not sure I'm willing to take that risk, honestly. But I can see that we do have a lot of flowers too. I did pinch the top though a few weeks ago, I think. We do have some other herbs and stuff like that, but I thought I did plant more than that. Is this... Well, oh well, I have these. I did plant some peppers here that really stunted. You can see these guys, they've been here for 2 to 3 weeks and they just stunted. They're not dead, but they're stunted. But I have a few of them. Let's hope that they will do something. With the tomatoes, these guys were really in a bad shape a few days ago, and see they all started getting better. I just need to find some way to trellis these guys. I just wanted to put them in the ground. On the other side here, we have a few herbs and j'ai des tons à cheval sur la tête. And a few other pepper plants here. I think the most of my peppers will be in the greenhouse. These guys are really not doing that well. We do have some... oh, these guys started to climb pretty well. They had a burst since last time I was here, which is nice. Some climbing pole beans. Non, envoie-moi pas de l'eau, s'il vous plaît. Same thing on the other side. On this side, I have some tomato plants. Also, I have tomato plants in the middle of each one. I don't know if you noticed, but that's it. I have some peppers here that really, I think I might just come and plant some new ones. Look at these guys. They're so tiny and not doing that well. We have some... Oh, I don't know if that's the... Did I note it? Yes. Ah, it's chocolate. It's chocolate pepper. So this guy seems to be... No, c'est poivron. This guy seems to be changing color already. On this side, I have leeks that I did just plant because I was getting eaten by mosquitoes. So I thought I will just put them there, and see, they're not doing like super well, but they're not dying, which is better than nothing, I guess. I think I did this bed already. So I'm starting to think that I'm gonna leave it like that for this year. I do have some onions to plant and some more tomatoes, but I just don't want to carry soil anymore. I'm just so tired of it. I think if I find some spots here and there, I will put my tomato plants and onions. See, like this is why I'm thinking these guys will go, the frost hardy crops. So I might put something in there. I need to sow also some radishes and stuff like that, radishes and carrots. So I just don't want to get bored of my garden or like discouraged by it. And right now it's what's happening when I'm thinking of making another bed or something like that, or actually maybe slowly, because see this bed, I did find some other bricks. I finish it slowly but surely. I bring a brick once in a while, but I think I'm at the point where I'm just gonna live with what's in there, and maybe of course like succession seed and stuff like that. But I'm just tired of the mess, so I'm gonna work more on the mess and on keeping what I have there alive. On the other side here, I'm not gonna explain again what I'm doing here. If you don't know yet, you can go see a few videos back. I did explain it like in one out of 2 videos. I did bring some soil here to plant some tomatoes and sunflowers and squash. We'll see what happens there. I'm thinking I'm better off planting some stuff than just doing nothing, but I'm not gonna fill this bed. This place needs some weeding. I did have some squash planted here, but seems like nothing happened actually. I do have some potatoes somewhere in here and somewhere in there. I'm not gonna walk into these because I just don't want to right now. But this is something I'm gonna work more on during the fall. And we do have the four-wheeler there that is stuck there. But I'm gonna try to get something to carry the soil, carry the logs, carry everything to make some nice beds out here, and or at least just put like a ton of wood chips here to prevent this from happening next year, and for it to be ready for next year. See, I have a few tomatoes, not tomatoes, but potatoes on this side that are growing through the weeds. And also, where is it? Yeah, I have a patch here too, right here. So this is gonna be fun to harvest. And on the other side, we do have the weeds too, but it's interesting to see it grow because I don't come that often. And I do have some stuff to plant here, which is why I think I'm gonna let the garden live its life. This guy here, I think, is an apple tree. Sorry, I'm just not that sure because it's like a short name that they wrote, and I ordered so many things at the same time. I have another apple tree here with my raspberries are doing, I mean, they're growing. I'm trying to have them spread to have more next year, but I have to admit that I really love to eat them. I have this here. I do have my husband actually lawned it, but I think it's gonna survive. This is some white raspberries. Here, I realize if you're ever starting something like this from scratch, I did order a lot of varieties, but like 1 or 2 of each, and I don't think that's the way I would go again. Not because I just went crazy on varieties, which is nice, but I'm realizing that this is also an apple tree. I'm realizing that I don't care that much to have a handful of raspberries. I want a ton of raspberries, you know what I mean? See, not raspberries, strawberries or raspberries or whatever. I have some that's gonna be ready here, but I'm thinking to not put raspberries anymore in this place because they all get just a bite out of them. A lot of them just get half eaten most of the time. Same thing with asparagus. I have 2 asparagus plants. I have some of the raspberries here. But do you understand what I mean? I don't want just 1 plant of raspberries. I want 20 of them. I want a load of them. I have a lot of those little plants. I can't even remember what are their names. But it's really nice to try it out. So I would buy a few varieties. This is, in French, it is Gadelier, pink champagne. See, these guys get all half eaten. Like I don't care. I mean, but eat it all. Eat it all, please. Yeah, like this one. It got eaten. Fine, eat it, but don't eat half of it. And like half of 2 of them. So this year I'm thinking about ordering maybe. I have some kiwis that I would really like to have, and strawberries. So I will probably order just kiwis and strawberries because I do have a kiwi somewhere in here. You do need a female and male. I have both of them, but I don't know which guy it is. I usually see it, but it's lost somewhere in the weeds. They didn't all survive. So I'm thinking about let's say, order, I don't know, 10 kiwi plants to have a lot of kiwis and a lot of strawberries, and maybe upgrade each year, but keep the guys that are already here are going to grow, which is nice, but in like 5 years I'm not gonna be able to make like jam for a year with the strawberries I have right now. So I really need to upgrade that, the amount of strawberries I have. And I'm sure you know what I mean. You don't want half. I'm thinking about having less varieties, or less in short term. In long term, I might order for a lot. In the long term, maybe I'm probably going to like order each year, but order a lot of 1 or 2 varieties. Here we have the Egyptian walking onion, which is really nice. I forgot I planted these last year, and these guys are going to fall down and make more for next year. So I did harvest a few already. I just don't know when they're ready. I don't know if these guys are ready here, so I don't really want to harvest it and lose these 5 bulbs. So I'm gonna leave it there, and I keep an eye on them to maybe try and harvest it when I'm getting eaten by the bugs, to harvest it when these guys fall. This is my nicest apple tree. We did have 1 flower. I'm going to check how to prune it during fall. I did prune it during the winter, but I mean, your knowledge always grows. So I'm really glad it's like that, because most of my other trees are like bushing down there at the bottom. I do have a lot of strawberries here, but once again, I think I'm going to put a bed near the house of strawberries. I really need a lot of plants if I want to be self-sufficient, like a lot, like thousands of them. So I need some other ways than to grow them on the ground here and have stuff eating it. So we can see that we have many strawberries coming, so this is nice. I have a couple of friends that actually wanted to give me like dozens of strawberry plants. I know I can cut them and replant them. That might be something I do instead of wasting my money and buying again. If I do this for a year or two, I can have maybe a huge wall of strawberries here. This guy is a Gadelier, just the same thing as I saw earlier, but white pearl. Last year I did have a few of them. I can't wait to taste them again. And I have somewhere here, where is this guy? It's really lost. This is something else I need to do to put back some wood chips in here, but is it a big deal? It's no big deal. One thing at a time. Ouch! I have these guys that are some sort of black strawberries. Blackberries, not black strawberries, blackberries. And this is the best place to have our, again, to have our strawberries. Raspberries. You can see that I am confusing them a lot. So that's it. I'm really glad with how it's turning out. I need to talk to myself about my expectations. I have some blueberries too, yeah. And you can see that some animals brought the egg cartons here, and blueberries here too. So I can't wait to see what's gonna happen in the next weeks with this garden. I did have sorry. I did have a lot of expectations with it. I still do. And I'm really glad with what I did. I just need to talk to myself about what I wanted to do and what I was able to do. I think it was unrealistic to think I would by myself like clear this place and make 1,000 square feet of garden there by myself with 5 kids in just a few weeks when I'm doing this part. So I'm really glad with how it looks. Can't wait for harvest. and I keep you guys posted with the I'm out of shape with some few other garden tours soon. Let's cross our fingers it's gonna grow. It will, of course it will, but let's cross our fingers that I will be surprised to compare the videos. Hi everyone, I was just editing this video to realize, I'm sorry for the poor quality by the way, I was just realizing how I'm confusing raspberries and strawberries. I know what a raspberry is and what a strawberry is. I'm so sorry about that. I was just confused. I don't know why. Just wanted to mention it. It was just bugging me the whole time. So thanks for being with me today. See you next time. Bye.